Hello and welcome, Goldboys PrimeTime. I am DegenEli here with a little bit lighter, kind of a skeleton crew, I guess, but we've got the key pieces here, if you will. Matt's gonna move his head slightly to the right for us. We got Matkafee and Nick Larson. How's it going?
It's going good. I know Matt's coming off of a soccer high here.
Soccer
Yeah,
low
man.
sounded like.
Manchester City just blasting goals. I should have kept my. I needed a taller ladder, Nick. I only had up to 4, man. I needed the one that goes to 7, but
Go as high as you can.
yeah, I had to borrow your truck, man, and
Yeah.
get the big guy out. But yeah, it was heck of an afternoon. Just short of being like totally epic, but yeah, it feels good to have a few cashes in before we even hit the NBA slate. So
Nick, do you drive a Chevy truck?
No, I just usually carry on a big ladder with me everywhere I go. So
That's fair. You should, honestly. Ladder King of the World is what I've heard you refer to. Also, that was me that said that. So
maybe that's why you heard it.
maybe that's probably why I heard it. Yeah. Big week in sports. Really, we've got the World Baseball Classic. We've got UFC 286 this weekend, which I'm super excited about. I know Matt probably is too. We've got honestly some solid looks in the PGA side of things this week. I've got a couple things I'm playing around with. You guys probably don't have anything. Maybe Matt, maybe you do. What else we
man,
got?
I hit Scotty Scheffler last week.
Let's
So
go, dude. I was so mad
I'm
because
something of a golf man myself.
Dude, Saturday morning I woke up and I took Scotty to lead after round 2. And of course he's in second place sitting round 2. He leads after round 3 and obviously wins the whole tournament. I was like, man, you couldn't come through like literally 2 holes sooner. Like,
Dude,
come on, man.
yeah, that was the most ice cream Sunday I think I've ever had, like betting golf.
What
Like,
odds did you get him at?
15-1
Wow.
pre-tourney. Yeah.
Wow.
So
So that was like pre-flop basically then.
yeah,
right?
I had him coast to coast.
Nice. That's awesome.
I should have. I had a Morikawa that I used a free bet on, and I wanted to cash it out after round 1 because it was like I said, it was a free bet, and I was getting about 7-1 on my free bet. But I reached around. Everybody's like, yeah, just a free bet. Just ride it out too. You know, you don't want to
might as
cash
well.
out that. And then
you lose the stake then, right? Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously.
who cares, man?
Yeah, true.
It's free $700. Like I'll take it, right? Like.
So while we're on the topic here, you probably haven't looked at much this weekend. I'll just 30 seconds. What I'm looking at for the Valspar Championships this week. A little bit of the nerdier side here. What I've recently come into PGA data. So I took the correlations between all the different types of strokes gained stats. So like you got putting around the green, off the tee, whatever. Applied them to the Copperhead course they're playing this weekend, and then like made my own power rankings. So I am currently on Ben Griffin and Nick Taylor top 20, and those are plus 210 and plus 260 respect, just for like light sprinkles. You know what I'm saying? So what it's historically strokes gained putting has been really important on this course, which sounds obvious, but actually last week at TPC Sawgrass, strokes gained putting for whatever reason wasn't super important or didn't have a much correlation with the winner. So I'm on Ben Griffin, Nick Taylor, top 20. That's it. Nothing for you guys on this tournament yet, right?
Oh, I had the same thing.
Okay, cool. Nick's tailing me.
Yeah, I got to get my early top 20s in. Tie up my units for
Yeah,
a week.
might as well. No,
Hey,
it's like
if
5
there's
days.
value. I'm the kind of guy that comes in Thursday morning and is like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Like, you know, coffee spilling. Like, well, there's a tournament going on. Like, and yeah, so that's just the way I do it. I'm probably like 90% of golf bettors, like where. You know, I know there's tons of value in the top 20s and stuff like that. And that's where a lot of, you know, hay is made. The outrights, if you can hit a couple.
It's just a dart. You're throwing a dart.
Yeah, the whole season, like you're doing good. But, you know,
so if you want Matt's PGA picks this weekend, you have to sign up for Goldboys.com and get them from his channel. Look at that.
JD would be so mad if I post golf picks in my channel. Like, what are you doing posting golf picks? But
that's not like, why you're here.
Right, I know. I mean, we got Brendan Fraser for Best Actor across the line, which
let's go, dude.
So I mean, we were able to branch out a little bit from time to time.
You could also maybe get those picks on the Pickett Sports app, another one of our favorite sponsors here. Download Pickett Sports, use code Goldboys or NicLarsonGB, I think, or Matkafee, and you either get $3 or $100 for free. I don't know how that works or where this money's coming from, but they just give it to you, which is pretty cool. You could also maybe potentially get some Boom Fantasy plays in either one of those channels if you're signed up for Goldboys.com. Another big thanks to Boom Fantasy for sponsoring us here. Daily Fantasy Sports, a super cool app to download and use, especially if you're not in a legal gambling state, or if you are, some value there sometimes too. So download Boom Fantasy, use code Goldboys, or probably also Matkafee or Nick Larson, not me, because I'm not important anyway. Before we get into NBA World Baseball Classic, you guys been watching that? It's been I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I tweeted out the other day, like, if you, I was telling Nick this before the show too, like, I feel like some of these lines have just been purely disrespectful to how hard the game of baseball is. Like, how I don't care who's playing unless it's like literally T-ball or Little League. Like, a run is hard, or if you're playing China. Or if you're playing China, don't bet if China's involved. Like, maybe bet the over, whatever. They're bad. But like, if you hang 9.5 runs, if you give me 9.5 runs with a high school team going against the Yankees, I'm gonna think about taking 9.5 runs. And I know, like, I don't really, like, I'm not a big system bet guy. Like, I literally, I'm in the business of selling sports statistics, literally. But if you see plus 9.5 on any team other than China, like, just take it. Don't think about it. Don't look at rosters, nothing. Just take it. But anyway, you guys what do you guys think about the World Baseball Classic?
I said the same thing to Alan when the Great Britain USA run line first came up, and it was 8.5. I sent that to him. I was like, 8.5? I've never seen such a thing.
Right.
And I mean, some of them have even gotten bigger than that. But
9.5 the next day. I think it was Nicaragua and DR. DR kind of been kind of a letdown a little bit. I don't care. I still sprinkled. Like, go ahead, Nick. I cut you off.
Yeah, I mean, like you said though, like, baseball is still a tough game. You still got to score, and I mean, if the other team puts up 2 or 3 runs, you got to score even more.
Right.
So yeah, it's tough. I still really like Venezuela though. They've looked really good.
Yeah. And we did
like
verify that both we had no idea how the tournament worked, but we were looking at that for the show. We're like, okay, Venezuela and Dominican Republic can actually get out of the group stage, so that would be good for both of us. But today,
today could be in trouble though if they.
Oh yeah, they are. If they lose tonight.
Yeah, if Puerto Rico can slip by them somehow.
If they lose tonight, they are in trouble. I think they're going to beat Israel. But like today, Nicaragua was winning. Who the hell did they even play?
It was 1-0, and the spread was like, it was like -3.5.
Yeah, so Nicaragua was losing or was winning 1-0 in the 4th inning over Venezuela, and you could still get them at +3.5. And I was like, what are we doing? Like, baseball is hard. It's hard to score runs. So you give me 18 outs and 5 runs, sure, I'm going to take that. And it was a little sweaty, but it did cash. So, Matt, you paying any attention to World Baseball?
Yeah, I mean, I'm picking and choosing, certain spots to dip my toe. We're getting these boosts on FanDuel. So, once I get lineups and starting pitchers, if it's in the, the roof's retracted sometimes, so you don't have to really worry about weather conditions. I like pretty much just betting home runs. So
have they been posting home run lines for WC?
They have them.
Yeah, you get home run lines here in Indy on FanDuel for sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't even have run line here in Tennessee.
Really?
Money line is it?
Yeah,
really?
So I mean, the odds have been okay. Like, you're not getting any gross like +200s or low +300s. A lot of these guys are mid-4s, mid-5 kind of range, and you just try to target some fun. Like, these aren't full unit bets. I'm just using a little boost.
Sprinkle a little bit.
Yeah, 50% boost, so I can get a guy, batting leadoff that's a power hitter, getting a lefty-righty matchup or something like that, and I'm like, hey, 6-1 on a home run, like.
Especially, yeah, because last night the kid that Canada threw out there against the U.S. was a 19-year-old, just straight out of single A ball, and then and then I guess it was high A or advanced A, whatever they call that, and then the same thing is going on tonight for Israel. Actually, I don't know where. Yeah. I know he's 19. So yes, the DR is probably going to hit a couple home runs here.
That's where I'll target it too, because like some of these guys, you see it and like their stuff is like 92 with not a lot of movement, and you're like, oh buddy, like but these hitters aren't warmed up yet. Like
that's true. Timing's been
so I guess it's part, but it's still fun. Like why not? Like, yeah, I mean you look at somebody like, all right, Frankie Lindor batting leadoff, and he's facing a guy who's never been higher than like AA, and you're like, oh, okay, like, it's still got to hit a home run, so it's kind of, yeah.
All right, last, I think, unless you guys have anything else, last thing I wanted to talk about, just real quick, big UFC card this weekend, Nick. I know you don't care at all. He just has this thing against like if there's spandex involved, Nick hates it. So he like hates the combine, hates UFC. I don't know. It could be other things on that list potentially, but Usman Edwards 3. Yeah. Only thing I'm on so far officially, I did tweet this out a little bit earlier, but I love Kamaru Usman money line parlayed with over 2.5 rounds. You can get that as of a few hours ago, at least for -135 on DraftKings. Listen, Usman, what was that? 8-9 months ago, we're talking about him as potentially being a win or two away from in the greatest of all time conversation. He's destroying Leon Edwards for that entire fight except for the first round, and ends up taking one head kick and getting knocked out. I don't think there's any chance we see Usman go down here. I'm maybe taking some of your talking points, Mac, because I think you're going to be on the same thing. But I love Usman, and he's also not his last few fights just hasn't been that knockout threat. He's been that smart play the points thing. So I like it to go over 2.5 rounds, -135. I'll take it. It is a little juicy, but what do you got, Matt?
I mean, my head tells me Usman, but I'm not a fan of his. Like no, not at all. I can't stand his shtick. I don't like his. It's the guys that have known him for a long time in the scene, like. They kind of pulled the curtain back a little bit on him, and forever he's just fought boring fights. Like
that's true. That is true.
And not that Ben Askren is a exciting fighter or anything, but like he's far more entertaining. You know what I mean? Like he just doesn't have anything that gets me excited. The last time, I don't know if filming for Black Panther like messed up his training camp or something, but
I think he just got caught, man. I think he just got caught. And something I tweeted, I don't remember if he lost first or if Izzy lost first, but you kind of saw a similar progression. And this isn't a UFC show, and I think Richie and I and maybe Matkafee too are going to go later this week and break down the full card. But you've seen this progression of someone a fighter who's a super exciting knockout threat, submission threat. Once they get the title and gets more experience, the smarter play, honestly, is if you're able to just dominate somebody, you play the points and you take a smaller risk of taking a big shot, and that's that's how you keep that belt for a long time. But at the same time, consecutively, and now again with Shevchenko a couple weeks ago, we've seen fighters winning, clearly winning, and I don't know about dominating it in every case, and then just get caught, and that's it, right? So I'm very interested to see in this fight Saturday, as well as when we see Stylebender here in a few weeks as well, if they're looking for a little bit more of that of those knockout submissions. But definitely wanted to keep an eye on.
For me, that's when you're the champ and you all of a sudden don't fight like you did on your way up. It's for me, I start to lose a little bit of my excitement to watch you fight. I'm starting to root for you to get beat, because and Izzy, there was a little bit of that with him too.
100%.
I want Chimaev or whoever is the next guy go in there to just absolutely wreck people. Give me a guy, for better or for worse, like Masvidal, where I know I'm getting a scrap, or a Diaz brother. Like, these are my fighters that I get behind. Yeah. For better or worse, Connor too. Like, it's
at least going to be fun.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. So I'm rooting for Edwards for sure. He'll have, the fights in the UK. It'll be extremely pro Edwards. He'll have that whole place just lifting him, and I think we may see another win here. Like, I like your angle on the over, though.
The straight line is over 4.5, which is kind of yikes. You gotta find if you like, if you want to take it like over 3.5, you can play the round to start round 3 or round 4, something a little bit better. But you got to find another leg on the card maybe. That's when
I think deeper in the card there is some value there.
Yeah, there is.
Like inside the distance for Gaethje and Fiziev, I think could be a way to play that. And I mean, but let's get the hoops tonight, man.
Yeah. Before we jump in here, iRush11 asking Nick Ant-Man 5-3s tomorrow. That whole ladder should have cast yesterday. You running it back?
Oh my god.
We'll see, man. That
was so triggering. Like
that one hurt. He had
texting on he's 0 for 8 now. Like
he hits like 3 threes, the 40-40 hits. Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
I do have one baseball pick for you tonight.
Oh yeah, go for it.
Jock Peterson home run.
I was on that last night.
It's happening tonight.
Is it listed?
Yeah, I gotta run it back. Yeah.
He'll ambush Contreras for sure. He swings out of his shoes no matter what. But
what do you have odds on it, or is
I don't have it
here. Hold on, let me tell you. And his first at bat, he hit the ball on the screws, and I was like, oh damn, just missed it by obviously with baseball you miss it by a couple millimeters, and it's the difference between a line out and a homer. But
wait, where's he from?
He's played on Israel.
Of course.
I haven't looked at rosters. I'll be honest. I've been winning a ton of bets, and I haven't looked at them.
So if you want home run lines for that, because that is a juicy game, and the DR should be able to have some fun too. Machado 3-1, Julio 320, Soto 340, Devers 4-1, Adames 4-1, and Franco 680. On the Israel side, Peterson 340, and Matt Mervis, and Alex Dickerson, those guys are in the 600 range. But yeah, I mean, you should be able to. FanDuel's been doing a boost every day for a 50% on the WBC. If you get it, I think that's a really.
You're looking at what
play.
+5 something.
Yeah, I mean
+5 something for Peterson. Yeah,
580. I mean, so you'd be 540, right?
Something like that.
Super quick math, but
I like it. I looked for a reason. I really wanted to take Great Britain Mexico over 12.5, because if you look at the last 2 games for both of those teams, it's been 20 runs total combined. And I don't know. I didn't end up pulling the triggers. Had a bad feeling about it. I also wanted to I don't know. I feel like fade it. You can make. There's a lot of value in fading the DR right now on the run line at least. There's they're 6.5, 7.5, 8.5 something. But I don't know. It didn't feel right.
Yeah. The Puerto Rico just woodshedded Israel that last, and they don't have the same. They don't even have the same bats as DR's lineup is. Half the lineup is Hall of Famers probably. You're just you're like, oh god,
basketball.
Yeah, basketball.
Basketball. So I think if we don't have, and I honestly don't have any NBA bets tonight, so it's gonna be all you guys. If you guys don't have much on a game, we can just skip it entirely. But if you have questions specifically like iRush11 did, pop them in chat. I'll make sure these guys answer it. Cavs Hornets. Matt, anything? Pass. Pass from Nick.
So I am going to play a Garland double-double with, obviously the assists, but he's sneakily getting a little bit better of a rebounder. No Allen as well. We know about how the Hornets rebound the ball, but I think it's his show tonight. He could run it up. We could be seeing a nice 25 and 12 kind of a game out of Garland. So
10 assists is 2-1, and double is.
Wait, 10 assists is +200.
Yes, and double is double is +180. So you're 20 cents on the dollar.
I'm gonna go the assist route and just play a Garland 10 assists. I might. What's his 20 points? I'm gonna peek at that here too. -480.
I'm looking. I'm gonna combine them for you. Talk about why you like it.
Yeah, that's plus 238 for 20 points.
38 cents. I don't know. Yeah,
probably not enough. I know his threes are a decent look tonight as well, especially without Mitchell in there. LeVert doesn't shoot nearly as many. He's much more of a slasher in mid-range. So when he's partnered with him instead of Mitchell, I think I think he'll look to dish.
You can
I
get
like
two threes, 10 assists for 249. Not terrible.
Threes? Yeah,
But then you're
might
still
be calling
talking
my
about
name.
you're talking about 50 cents for 2 threes. I haven't looked at hit rates or anything like that, but
I'll probably just I'll roll that in, and I'm gonna do a parlay with some other guys because Nick and we were texting about a certain player that I know he's got a ladder on tonight, so I don't want to take that angle. But
I'm thinking about
Go ahead.
I'm thinking about adding that individual 10 assists and this guy, and maybe add him with McCollum.
what game is that guy from? We'll just go to that one next.
Toronto.
Toronto. Perfect, because I think we're going to skip the Pistons Wizards unless somebody has a question about it. So who's the guy, Nick?
I like Van Vliet's assists against Denver. Denver is terrible with giving up assists to point guards. Van Vliet had 14 last time against them. He's also just been, since Jakob got there, he's been dishing the ball a lot more, playing pick and roll a little bit more. His assists, he's hit, I'm going to start it at 8. If you pair it with something, you can get it at 8. The regular line's 8.5, but I'm going to start it at 8. He's hit 8 like 7 or 8 games in a row, at least 8. He had that 14 against Denver. But I'm also, like, I have the play in. Murray's playing now, kind of hurts it a little bit. But KCP's assist, Toronto gives up the most assists to shooting guards. He sneakily has some big games, and his line was 2.5. So just value play right there. We've hit a couple value plays lately with Jalen Williams assist, Kelly Olynyk assist. So we'll try it one more time with this one.
That line still is 2.5 for KCP if you like it at -115 on FanDuel. So yeah, I mean that's a small. I always like the small numbers for close to even money there. And quick note, if you take an FEV and Garland both for 10 assists, you can get it +740 on FanDuel. Could be better elsewhere.
Throw in TJ McCollum, you can get it at about 47 to 1.
TJ McCollum triple double. Yeah, I like it.
No, I mean for 10 assists.
Oh, okay.
McCollum 10 assists.
Add him in there too.
Yeah, we're going to bounce all over the place because since we're kind of on this assist look here, in the other games, I know we got some point guards that can run it up. Chris Paul.
SGA.
We've got.
Is SGA playing?
We got.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, Josh. We've got Giddey tonight too. Like, this could be a banger of a night for some point guards. I feel like I might have to lock this in here with some Giddey looks and.
Yeah, you could do some crazy round robins here for sure.
Giddey, and then toss.
All right, so while we're on that's I guess an okay subject or okay segue to Nets Thunder. Sounds like Matt likes Josh Giddey, whose line for assists is 5.5, super juiced at -142. What are you guys liking this one?
Well, we need the Thunder to win, don't we, Matt? I mean, what is going on with the Nets with these wins that they have no business winning these games?
Yeah, nasty, man. Picked up two wins that we had penciled in as L's, like, beating the Celtics and the Nuggets, like, two of the top 4 teams. Yeah.
Hey, me and Will tried to tell you guys. So East is wide open. The Nets team isn't quite as bad as it looks on paper, I think. But yeah, they had no business.
They're really bad, and the East is not wide open because the Bucks are pretty good.
Okay, not wide open for the top 3, Nick. I do kind of hate the Bucks though, so I do talk a lot of shit about the Milwaukee Bucks. Nick likes to get me trash. Anything else on Nets Thunder aside from obviously I'm gonna take the Nets to win on the money line now for even money.
I mean, you can always look at Bridges has just been a machine lately, over 25
since January.
But if you bet his 30 points, he will get you 29 every time,
or 7.
I've never seen a guy that scores more points in the first quarter and less points in the fourth quarter.
That's true.
I mean,
that is true.
He
always starts out
10 plus every first quarter, probably 4 to 5 in the second, has a good third, and the last couple games in the fourth, he's had like 1 point and 2 points.
Do you think teams are still like underestimating him or undervaluing him because he I think he's a good scorer, but he's never been that number 1 guy until Brooklyn.
I just think the problem in the fourth quarter with him is, like you said, he's not like the go-to like type of one like a Durant where you get the ball in his hands Whereas in the first quarter, you can just kind of do whatever. But when it kind of
Right.
breaks down in the fourth quarter,
And that's what I was
possession
kind
by
of saying. That's what
possession,
I was
yeah.
kind of getting at too. Is like in the first quarter, maybe they just have whoever on him, but he's he hits his first few shots. Like, okay, let's put somebody who can actually play defense on him and kind of shut him down. a
Yeah, it
little
was
bit
like it was running through Dinwiddie in the fourth last game, and he
Right.
was just standing in the corner, just kind of in case there's a kick out. So it was kind of weird, but yeah, I know what you're saying there.
Matt, you got anything on
Yeah,
this one?
in that I also, and this could just bite me in the ass. I kind of like Nick Claxton double in this too. Points aren't huge for centers against the Thunder. I know they're like middle of the pack or slightly worse than middle of the pack, but rebounds, I think they're top 5 against or rebounds allowed against centers. And Claxton, he's had a couple tougher rebounding matchups as of late, but his points have been crazy. Like against the Nuggets, especially. Like I had an 8-8 for him. He fell short on the rebounds. Strangely, he got like 20 points and 6 rebounds. His athleticism, I don't think the Thunder have much for him, and with the Nets having more perimeter-oriented guys, like I think the Thunder kind of give him one-on-ones, and he should be able to, 5 dunks is not asking a lot out of our guy Nick Claxton. Like
Also, there's gonna be some missed shots here, right?
right.
The offensive rebound potential should be there as well.
Exactly. Like plus 120 for a double on Claxton. I mean, who's going to get him in foul trouble on the Thunder too? I mean, I guess the only guy would be like if SGA is driving the paint, and but they don't run offense through their center down there, like so. He should see plenty of time.
If you build it out yourself on FanDuel, 10 points and 10 rebounds, because he's not going to get 10 assists, it is plus 124. If you want an extra 4 cents there.
Extra 4 cents,
right?
I mean,
or did I mess that
I'm
up?
not rich enough to step
4 cents.
over 4 cents.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So, yeah, I'll take it. Couple extra clicks.
All right, so we talked we skipped Lakers Pelicans.
Yeah,
Matt,
I like.
you got it?
I'm still waiting on Brandon Ingram news here. If he plays, I'm taking him and Anthony Davis in the double revenge ladder game here. Double revenge ladder match.
All right.
Ingram has torched the Lakers so far this year in the 2 games that he has played against them. And then I think Davis is just due for a breakout game. If Ingram is out, I'll probably still run it with Davis, but then I'll use McCollum with the Pelicans. Lakers are pretty bad against point guards when it comes to scoring, so just waiting on the news to break on that if he's playing or not.
Matkafee, the two games against the Lakers this year. Guessing the total number of points from Brandon Ingram scored.
In 2 games against the Lakers?
5, 4, 3,
I'll say
2.
58.
70, 25, and 35. What a look there, Nick. Wow.
Yikes. That's crazy.
That is kind of wild, right? I mean, he's averaging like what, mid-20s or something, but yeah, 35 in the first game.
Have they played since the trade, like the Lakers moves?
So 2-15 was their last game, so that would have been close, right? No, I don't think so.
I don't think they have. I wonder if they'll put Vanderbilt on him or what they would do.
Yeah,
that's can't guard him. Really,
I feel like LeBron didn't get hurt by the 15th. Like I think he was still. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a different kind of game, but like, gosh, this would be such a fun matchup if LeBron and Zion were in too. Like,
so that was real quick. Sorry, that was a healthy LeBron. That was post trade. So the starting lineup for that game was Anthony Davis, LeBron James, Vanderbilt, D'Lo, and Malik Beasley. So that was very early though, because I know that the trade deadline is usually early to mid. That might have been the first game after the trade.
Okay.
But either way, I mean, I think if you're playing a revenge angle like that, again, me saying this, hopefully none of my customers are watching this, but stats kind of go out the window to me a little bit. Matt, you betting on this game?
I'm still trying to talk myself into like how I'm going to do this assist kind of thing, but gosh, because I get stuck on stuff sometimes, you know me. But yeah, Lakers, Pelicans. I mean, part of me wants to grab a little slice of AD, like how Nick will do like the two guys going at it, the AD, and if he puts that out, I'm going to tail him on that. I'll probably have other spots though, because I think the two games that I'm going to target are going to be, strangely enough, it's going to be Nets Thunder, and then probably Bucks and Suns. So I gotta pick and choose my spots here, and I just don't. I don't know. I don't love the Lakers because, I'll take. Sometimes Anthony Davis just won't shoot. Like, what are you doing,
Right.
dude? Like,
I'm just hoping that he's got that big game coming, because
yeah,
last game it was not it at all.
right. And then we got Malik Beasley could take 10 threes and just like, all of a sudden, it's a game where there is high potential, and I will tail if Nick goes, but yeah, I'm just not getting in.
AD is plus 160 for 30 points. You got to believe BI's plus 300 or so ish in there for 30 points if he plays. So you combine those together, you're probably looking at plus 6-7 fast Eli math, plus 600-700 somewhere there. Anyway, Magic Spurs just locked and opened up in front of my eyes here. You guys got anything on this game? I don't know if we just got injury news or something.
They're just saying that Franz is playing.
Okay.
He's questionable.
Hans and Franz.
This is my second one that I'm waiting on injury report here. Banchero's got a really good matchup here against the Spurs. And then if Keldon Johnson goes, I'm going to run him with Banchero ladder against the Magic, which is another really good matchup for him. Trey Jones is out. Should be, when Johnson plays, it's basically he can shoot whenever he wants, and it's his game to run. So just waiting on him too to see if he's going to play. But that's my look for this game.
Yeah, you probably end up getting them both for 20 plus at what, like 200, 250, 35 plus.
Yeah, usually what I do is I take the alt lines on both of them down to combine them, so the first rung is like
even money.
If I can get them like 17.5 each for plus 100 or something.
Yeah, that's a good way to do it.
Get the money back and hopefully hit that one and then go from there.
Matt, you got anything? I know this wasn't one of the games you said you're targeting, but anything you're looking at?
I finally locked it in. I did what you kind of talked about. We did. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place.
It's fine.
But I had,
Do you need an Adderall prescription? I have one.
Right. No, I'm okay.
Kind of.
It's good. You got to go where your instincts take you sometimes. And so you mentioned the Garland 2 threes, and I was like, oh, okay. So Garland 10 dimes and 2 threes, parlayed with Freddie 10 dimes and 2 threes. 992. We're rolling it.
I will say it's been a really long time since I've hit an NBA bet. So if you're taking that because I said it, I maybe would take alt under 1.5 on his threes.
I think Quan took Garland threes
Definitely
this morning.
Don't take it. That guy stinks.
Yeah, but a broken clock is right twice, right? As we say, he's good at picking these spots, and without Mitchell,
a lot of shots opening up.
Yeah, a lot of shots. That's 18 shots usually, and I think I like it.
So quick, go through those legs again real quick.
It's Fred VanVleet and Darius Garland, and they're both getting 10 dimes. They're both hitting 2 threes. It's just under 10 to 1. So
love it.
I'm gonna lock that in. I played that, just 1 unit play. Try to return 10.
That was a joke, by the way. I do love Quan. I said I talked shit about Quan in the NBA channel of the Discord the other day, and everybody jumped on me, thought I was serious there too. Everybody always takes me way too seriously. I'm almost always kidding.
Always kidding, right? Yeah.
Bucks Suns. I know this is the game. One of the games you said you were targeting, Matt. So jump in here, brother.
Yeah, both on a back-to-back, and both kind of dug a little bit. Like Monty obviously pulled the plug. With like 3 minutes left, but he left those guys out there a lot to try to dig out, like especially DA and Booker and Paul. They played big minutes, and the Bucks, like that was a big ass win for the Bucks. Like I know a lot of people were on the Kings. The Kings are crazy good on offense, and the Bucks are really good defensively. They still couldn't slow them down. I wanted no part of Sabonis last night because I was like, man, he's got Giannis, Portis,
And they've
Lopez,
been
like,
juicing the hell out of him.
and
Been juicing
oh
the
my
hell out of him.
God, like Sabonis just destroyed these guys. He had triple double in the third quarter. Like, so part of me wants to go to Ayton tonight because he's coming off a big game. I'm going to sound like Brian here for a second. But like, when KD's in the team, you can't touch Ayton.
Brian couldn't join the show last minute. Sorry to cut you off. He couldn't join the show last minute because he had to go to the gym. By the way, because we had a late cancellation. He's like, nah, dude, I'm at the gym. I'm like, yeah, we know you freaking live there, dude. Anyway,
no days off, man. He's young and not married, and so more power to him, man. He go out there and get push that iron around, more power to him. And
so you're taking Ayton on what? Sorry.
I know. So all right, flipping it back around. All right, so I think Drew has to have a little bit of a bounce back game, especially with his scoring really wasn't needed. He kind of airballed some threes and just wasn't really on. So with Middleton out, I think Drew has to pick up that slack. Giannis obviously has
no
to
Grayson Allen either. So
yeah, no. Giannis has to step back. Like what a performance! Arrested Giannis just shows you, man. Like get the hell out of the way. 50 burger almost. But I like, Giannis will continue to do his thing. The Suns don't have any sort of player that could slow him down. But I like Holiday points tonight. I think he should probably have about 8 assists tonight too. But I'm gonna go Giannis boards, rebounds, Paul assists, Booker points, and Ayton points, and figure out a way to get that to 10-1 somehow, somewhat.
Not bad.
They're still scared to give us Ingles assist here.
So. Yeah, the only thing I'm looking at.
Are we gonna get Joe Ingles assist?
I don't think the books don't really exist.
Part of me wants to go Terrence Ross again too, because I kind of liked him last night. I was surprised but Monty he gave Courtney Lee those minutes. He was the first guard off the bench for Booker, and I don't know. I mean, I think Ross could get used a little more. I'm all over the place, obviously, but I have my spots picked out that I like for sure in a match that. I mean, both match, whatever. Basketball match.
On the pitch.
Yeah, on the pitch.
DeAndre Ayton going to have several opportunities on the pitch tonight.
Yeah. Giannis I want Giannis to score and actually, no, we'll go Giannis hat trick tonight. But, yeah, dude, I don't know. I mean, the Suns don't want to lose this one. And, the Bucks feel probably if you told them they were going to split this, this back-to-back, they might have taken it.
Yeah, actually, the only thing I'm looking at.
The Bucks do that the Celtics choked against the Rockets.
The only thing I'm looking at here is I like you can get the Suns on an alt spread minus 22.5 for 18-1. I like that because I think the Bucks are bad, but I'm just kidding. Don't do that. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, I'm with Matt on this. I think this could be a holiday game. They might be a little. I know Giannis played a ton yesterday. I don't know how careful they're going to be with him. I think they're gonna say, "Hey, Drew, go out and score." Could be a big game for him. Maybe look at his 3-pointers. He's one of those guys, though, like you said, he'll airball some, and then he'll also make these crazy step back 3-point contested shots consecutively, and then he will go and airball the next one. I think this is a Drew Holiday game. That would be my one look on this. And then obviously I'm waiting for Ingles' assist just in case something crazy happens, like Giannis ends up sitting or they limit his minutes.
They're not going to post them.
Hey, DraftKings sometimes will give them to you.
Yep. If they open it at 3.5, what do you think?
If it's 3.5, it'll be like plus 130, plus 140. That's usually where they have it. I'll take it then.
Might as well.
Yeah. And if it's 2.5 and minus 140, what do we do?
You just pair it with something.
Pair it, yeah, with
the Suns money line.
You could.
Negative correlation. I would pair it with a 3-pointer from him. He's going to shoot
it. 3.
Yeah. I can see that.
All right, we got one more game. So real quick, I know we skipped Pistons Wizard. I don't really want to go back and talk about it, but the Pistons are the biggest dog on the board, so I'm gonna go ahead and make that an official play. Plus 610 Pistons money line. We're in. Last game, Knicks 2.5 points favorites in Portland tonight. Late game, over under 22-28. Sorry. Whoever wants to go first. You got anything on this one?
I looked at it a little bit. I thought about running a Lillard Randall ladder, but when you get when you get Lillard in the mid upper 30s for his line, there's no point because like you run it to 40-40 and you get like plus 300. It's like not worth it at all.
Lillard, this is actually one of the I've taken a break off NBA, and one of the things that really triggered me is he went like literally like 15-20 games where he only had 2 points under 30 or two games under 30 points, and those were literally the 2 games where I needed him just to score 30 plus to catch something pretty hefty. And I was like, dude, no, I'm done. I'm walking away for a minute. I'm gonna throw my phone. Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Nick.
So I guess I'd maybe look at quickly rebounds, assists maybe in this game. Portland's bad against both of those. I don't know if Brunson's out for sure or what his deal is. I'd look at maybe his rebounds and assists in this, but as of now, I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah, like I think the key word is as of now. There's just too much unknown, too much question marks around this game right now. Obviously, if you want to lock something in early, you can get out ahead of a couple things, and if you're trying to make an educated guess, basically. So, but the books are smart, man. They're not hanging IQ or Brunson stuff. They're not really hanging Lillard and Simon's stuff. So it's hard to pick them off. But in anticipation of somebody like that being out, then you can kind of think, okay, well, I may throw a dart somewhere, and where that lands could be on some of the role players. Like I know Josh Hart in this kind of revenge angle is a look that people have been tossing around today. I'm not so much sure he's in a good spot to do much scoring, but like, is
he even good?
He's a good glue guy, man. He goes in there and
I liked betting on him last year when he shortly after he got there, because teams were just underestimating him, and he actually was like shooting the basketball. But
and I mean that
I wanted him on the
Portland
Bucks
team,
bad. He's good.
I would love him on the Pacers too.
That Portland team last year was a G League team basically after Lillard was out and they traded. Made that trade and Hart came out that way. I think that was the CJ trade. Is why when he went out there. Yeah, that team was wild to bet on because they would they'd throw out some crazy lineups. Nurkic was out too after a while, so you'd get like, Shea, like, I'm trying to remember, Drew Eubanks and Robert Covington and stuff like that. Like they were
fun.
throwing out some wild lineups, and Winslow I think was playing. Yep. But yeah, they were
Nurkic.
See, and Nurk, man, I don't know what to do with Nurk because it seems like he's kind of in Chauncey's doghouse a little bit. Mm-hmm. He's also not been healthy, so it's kind of like in and out. I thought him and Valanciunas were going to bang down low all night in that game against the Pelicans.
Sometimes he just decides that it's not a Nurk night. He just doesn't play the fourth quarter. You're like, what the hell? That's not a bet on him.
And then they got absolutely destroyed on their glass. Like Valanciunas just cleaned up and got whatever he wanted down there. I don't know. So to me, that also tells me who's a good rebounder. So let's go Randall Robinson kind of rebounds for the Knicks. I kind of like. Especially if Dame's not in, because Dame is.
If you like them both to get 8, that's plus 126.
Both to get 8 plus 126. I mean, that's pretty reasonable.
Not bad.
Yeah, I mean, so Thibault will probably guard Barrett, or so I would say I'd probably avoid Barrett tonight.
Or just always in general.
Yeah, Barrett's he's a guy
Streaky.
that's tough.
Anyway.
He's a guy that there's very little in between. It's like 27 and he hit 4 threes, or he gets you 13 points and you're just like this asshole.
Are you betting on this game or what?
I don't know, man. Like I said, we need more news, but I'm just
talking it out.
We're talking it out, and if something I may click, something I may say might click for Nick, and vice versa. But yeah, I mean, there's certain little things that are interesting in this game, but it's going on at the same time as Bucks and Suns. Like, I don't know who's going to be like dying to watch this other than our Knicks, fans out there.
And same time as Great Britain, Mexico in the World Baseball Classic. So I don't even know how you can watch basketball. But
does the British pitcher is he a bowler that they brought over from the cricket team, and or who's
since we're on Britain, where did they get these jerseys made? Like, did they get them made like screen printed at like some corner shop, or they have letters falling off? It looks like somebody. Have you seen these jerseys?
No,
Yeah.
I saw them. It's like
something
just
on Twitter.
Arial black, like letters like across the middle. Yeah, it was.
And the font size is so small. Like
somebody made it. Like one of the players' like wives made them all on a cricket or something. You know what I mean?
What it looks like.
But you look at they usually have incredible uniforms in like the Olympics and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like pretty surprised they didn't they come up with a better
They weren't
line.
expected to be there long, I guess.
So somebody named Visa. Who's Visa? Off the top
Visa
of your head?
MasterCard?
Who's Visa?
Visa does not play Major League Baseball.
Okay. So is he a cricket bowler that they've brought over? Like, that's my question.
Potentially, it could be.
How many wickets? What's his wicket line?
Jesus. All right, I think we talked about a lot of shit, and we bounced to a lot of places. Hopefully, the show wasn't too terrible.
Tyler Visa. That's who he is. He's in the.
What are you talking about?
He's talking about Britain's pitcher, I think.
He's a starting pitcher for Great Britain tonight. You're talking about watching the game. So.
I show King. I show somebody King.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, that's what WorldBaseballClassic.com says, or
They've been
MLB.com.
switching these like crazy though, because Contreras
Yeah,
was
it's
supposed to
the
go
starter. The
yesterday.
starter doesn't matter, right? Because it's it's
Mhm.
no matter what, it's 3 innings or 60, 70 pitches, and then next guy up. But
I don't know, man.
Best bets, Nick.
Well, since I only really have 2 as of now, I'll go Van
Both of them.
Fleet
Okay.
assist until this. I love this Ingram AD one if it comes to fruition,
out.
but I'll go with Van Fleet for now.
You gonna tweet that out if it's available, or you gonna just have just in your channel? I'm no pressure either way. I'm just asking for the viewers.
Depending how late it is, how panicky I'm trying to put it together. I already have graphics made for like 3 different combinations of this stuff, so
All right.
we'll see
We
what
did get
happens.
some surprising news here in Detroit. I know you guys may be trying to get out of here, but like, so I thought Kuzma was going to play. He's out. I thought Ivy was going to play. He's out. Obviously, everybody's still out for Detroit. They're on a back-to-back too, and this is a road game after a home game, so there's travel on a back-to-back.
I retract my Pistons money line bet.
And they've got like
That
7
means double
or
down.
8 guys. Like, so no Bagley, no Bogey, no Burks, no Diallo, no Ivy, no Livers, no Stewart.
Killian Hayes to the moon.
Somebody's got to score for this team.
Killian Hayes to the moon.
They're probably not even going to list any props. Like,
Oh yeah, they've had Hayes up all day.
Also,
Yeah,
DeLon
Killian-
Wright. Wait, he plays for the Wizards? Never mind.
Alon Wright plays for the Wizards, yeah. But Monty Morris is back, so he's the third guard in the rotation behind Morris and Beal.
5-1. Killian Hayes for 20 points. Just saying.
What about Avia? He gets to play even in a blowout. And
Not listed.
what
He
about
gets
his
sneaky rebounds too.
Yes,
Obviously.
dude, yes. Like, and sneaky assists. Like,
Mhm.
what about Avia double?
How about an Advia Joe Ingles combo? I mean,
Oof. I don't think. I mean,
something we'll never see.
Neither are listed on FanDuel right now at all. No props.
That's what I'm going to keep an eye out for Avia, just to let everybody know. I think I'm going to play it because, like I said,
Advi is on DraftKings.
is he on there? Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
his points is 10.5.
God, I'm gonna
Rebound
have to
6.5.
I'm gonna have to
Assist
go
is 2.5.
2.5. That's low. Like,
Especially if
that's
it's a
not much.
blowout and he actually gets to play fourth quarter. Yeah, that should happen. Or maybe it just keep shooting. I don't know.
Well, and I mean, if they blow him out, who's got to get points? Porzingis should have a hell of a game tonight. I would think,
25 and a
right?
half.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
Hey, Advi's hit 3+ in 3 straight, so and he should play a little bit more.
so we're doing a same game parlay of Avia props. I'm going to MGM because DraftKings won't let me get down more than.
Did you say you're going to
a nickel
India?
on
Oh,
anything every day.
MGM.
Yeah, MGM. For those of you that don't know, just PSA, MGM uses the same NBA stuff, like the same server and provider for odds, and sometimes they don't update quite the same, but the lines are pretty much the same, and when players are available.
Colts just released Matt Ryan. Let's go.
Colts release Matt Ryan, so they making a move. Aaron
Yeah.
Rodgers.
Big. No,
Surprise.
he's already gone. He's already gone.
signing.
My
Did
little
he
brother
sign
said
with
my little
Jets?
brother said it's so they also traded Gilly today. My little brother says it's to make room for Lamar Jackson. I don't think it's gonna happen, but all right, all our viewers are gone at this point.
Yeah.
Look out for Matt's play out on Advia. Anything else closing notes here? We gotta get out of here.
No, man. It's let's get out of here. Good luck.
All right, thanks guys.
Yep.